Hey guys, it's Marla, Twinstrology. Welcome back. I just wanted to touch base with you all about the current energy and what's happening astrologically this week. And so we're coming out of a Gemini full moon that happened a few days ago. And we have the Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury retrograde, and its opposing sign of Sagittarius. So we're really working with this energy of Gemini, Sagittarius right now. And what I feel we're working on is how we can expand past some of our mental barriers, which is that Gemini, Mercury energy. Jupiter, of course, is all about the expansion. And the sun is our identity. So another big part of what's happening is us stepping more into who we really are, more into our truth, more into our authenticity. But what I feel kind of happening in the energy is there's this huge desire to expand right now. And we start expanding and then we hit a barrier. We hit something within us, whether it's a program or a fear that stops us from expanding, and we get this feeling of discomfort, and then we have to push past that boundary and keep trying to expand till we hit the next thing. And this is what Jupiter, Mercury, and the Sun are doing right now. Did I say they're all conjunct in Sagittarius? I'm not sure if I said, but yeah, yesterday and today, they're forming an exact conjunction in Sagittarius. Mercury, of course, is the ruler of Gemini. And when Mercury and Jupiter come together, we want to expand our mind. You know, we want to take our sense of logic, and we want to combine that with our intuition. We don't want our logical mind to stop our intuition right now or to put limitations on what it is that we can achieve. You know, sometimes Gemini and that Mercury energy can get so caught up in the logical mind and details and reality that it can't see the forest for the trees. And right now, the universe wants you to focus on the forest. It doesn't want you to waste too much time focusing on the details. You know, so say there's something you're wanting to create or something you're wanting to manifest. The universe doesn't want you to start going down the road of, well, I can't do that because it's not logical. I don't have the time for that. I don't have the resources for that. And, you know, your mind is going to start enumerating 100 different reasons why that can never happen. Right now, Mercury retrograde is like, let's set all that aside and let's just focus on our ideas. Let's just, have a brainstorming session. Run away with the ideas that you have. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about how you're going to make them happen. Just think about what it is you want to happen and allow the universe to help guide you into making that a reality. All you need to do is just keep trying to move past your fears, move past the things that are no longer in alignment with you. Keep looking at your belief systems because you've been doing a lot of changing. We've all been changing and transforming. And this energy is also asking us to look at what we believe. Is what you believe today the same as it was back then? Probably not, because we've grown so much. So then we have to go back and we have to update, what our beliefs really are. Remember, Mercury retrograde is going back into Scorpio. So we're going back into our shadow self, our hidden self, and we're going to really get into what beliefs we're still having that are limiting us in some way. there's been a lot of very high vibrational energy coming in with that aspect as well, that triple conjunction of the planets. And it's really helping us, awaken our third eyes, shift our perceptions about things. And, it's keeping to expand us into that sense of oneness. Again, Gemini can focus on, the different aspects of things, the duality of things. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if we focus too much on, the different duality, how are we creating oneness? So we have to let that Jupiter and Sagittarian energy help us get into that energy of inclusivity. What makes us all common? What do we all have? Where are we one versus where are we separate from each other? This Mercury retrograde too is going over some of the same degrees that Mars retrograde did back in 2016. Not this last Mars retrograde, but the one before that. And so for some of you, if you look back to what was going on in the summer of 2016, you might find that you're still working on some of the same issues, or there was some commonality between what was going on then and what is going on now. Another major player this week is Venus. Venus right now is in conjunction with Chiron. This is her third in conjunction with Chiron. And whenever Venus and Chiron are in hard aspect to each other, it brings up a lot of sadness. It brings up painful feelings, things from the past, either a past life or something in this life. The pain of separation, the pain of feeling rejection and abandonment. And so you can see how that energy is working with that triple conjunction that we have. Because that Venus Chiron is one of those things that might come up for you, has a limitation, has a fear of, I don't want to, I'm afraid to remove my mask, or I'm afraid to open up communication. I'm afraid to be the leader that I'm meant to be because I might feel rejection. I might feel abandonment. And, an in conjunction is a karmic aspect. It's a tension aspect that's asking you to make some kind of adjustment because that energy is just not, it's not compatible. So we're needing to take a look at those fears and limits. At the same time, Saturn is coming into a conjunction with the asteroid Karma. So there's a lot of karma being brought up right now as well with both of those aspects. And again, that old karmic programming and stories are likely to come up for you, has some sort of limitation that's stopping you from expanding further. So there's a lot of clearing going on this week. I wanted to talk about the full moon last week, but I had a really bad cold. In fact, I had complete laryngitis for 3 days. So I wasn't talking about anything. I think a lot of people are struggling with colds particularly, which can be a way of clearing and releasing the upper chakras. So some of you might be dealing with this. Then on 11/29, which is also an 11/11/11 day, we have Venus coming into that fixed cross again. She hasn't really left the fixed cross, but it's coming into exact formation again. And so this is the last time she's going to be in that formation. So we need to make sure that we're really ready to change and integrate and learn from this Venus retrograde. I want to just mention the Sabian symbols for Venus and Chiron right now. Venus is on the Sabian symbol, a man alone in deep gloom, unnoticed. Angels are coming to his aid. This is where she is today, and today is the 27th. But again, it brings up that sense of sadness, a man alone in deep gloom. So I know that many of you are going to be particularly feeling that sense of separation or some form of abandonment. But the second half of the Sabian says, unnoticed, angels are coming to his aid. And this is a sign that the universe is really helping us, even though we may not see how it's helping us right now. But the angels are indeed around us. And as I said before, we really need to feel that sense of separation in order to move past the separation. Because the feelings that are going to be brought up by everything that's going on, it's pushing us to move beyond, because we're ready to let that pain go now. We don't need it anymore. The Sabian symbol for Chiron is a fertile garden under the full moon. So that's a Sabian I've talked about before. Chiron was on that Sabian a few times last year. But it's also telling us that the things that we're growing right now are going to come to fruition, that it's a very fertile time for us. Again, even though you may not see things happening right now, this is where the trust comes into play. Now, when Venus makes her exact T-square with the nodes and comes into her opposition once again with Uranus, she's on the Sabian symbol, mankind's vast enduring effort to reach for knowledge transferable from generation to generation. So there's a lot going on here with us being able to tap into our higher wisdom, our higher mind, which is what the Jupiter-Mercury energy is also wanting us to do. The Sabian symbol for the North Node right now is a Greek muse weighing newborn twins in golden scales. I had to mention that one because if you're a twin flame, you know this Sabian does talk about twins. And those twins being balanced in scale. So if you're a twin flame, there is this energy of balancing your own masculine and feminine, but also balancing your energy with your twin flame. And this other stuff that's going on with the planets are really helping us find that inner balance. So, and obviously, you know, for twins, I feel like that Sabian is confirming for us that twin flames had a major shift in their energy, a major shift in their level of consciousness and in their awakening throughout that Venus retrograde, and especially because of that fixed cross, well, cardinal cross, sorry. It was fixed and it shifted to cardinal cross energy. So it's this fresh start. The scales are golden as well, which speaks about this incoming, you know, abundance that we're going to be partaking in as well. And, you know, I feel like there's such a major shift and transitioning for everyone happening right now. And I think that everyone is what I want to say is I'm not feeling resistance right now to the change. Like I just feel like, and not only twins, but I'm like seeing people around me so eager to change. And like I'm seeing people's growth so clearly when I interact with people. So I guess I just feel like there's a sense of excitement. And that is that oneness. You know, when we get into that level of oneness, we start reflecting this to each other. And, you know, that's how we all can grow together. I hope that makes sense. So, thank you so much. I want to remind you guys that I'm going to be doing an online workshop with my fellow contributors of the BAMF workshop. So, Rob and Angie at Twinfinity, Dio Veselinoff, myself, Debbie Dubois, and Kelly McKinstry on December 9th. So if you want to sign up for that, you can find it on my Facebook page, which is Twinstrology on Facebook. And you can also find it on Debbie's website and her Facebook page, which is TrueSacredUnion.com. So I hope that you'll join me for that. I'm plan on talking about astrology for my section of the conference. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to be talking about. It won't be just about energy. I don't think it's going to be more of, you know, maybe helping you guys see where astrology is going and how you can better understand and use astrology for yourselves. So thank you so much. Sending you guys a lot of love, and I will speak to you soon.